Welcome back, everybody. We're diving into Joshua chapter 11 today.
Joshua 11.
Yeah, so get ready for some serious action,
Yeah, a lot of action in this one.
Israelites are going up against the biggest army they've ever seen.
It's pretty intense. They're facing King Jabin of Hazor, right?
Oh yeah, King Jabin, and he's pulled together this massive coalition of kings.
It says, the sand on the seashore. That's how many dudes there are.
Yeah, it's crazy. Chariots, horses.
The whole shebang.
Yeah. So what happens? Joshua and the Israelites just freak out.
Well, you might think they would, but the cool thing is God steps in and God's like, Joshua, don't worry about it.
So it's a faith thing.
Yeah, but it's not just blind faith.
Okay, so what else is going on?
Well, Joshua, he's not just going to, charge in blindly.
Right.
He actually comes up with a pretty brilliant plan.
Really?
Yeah, it's a surprise attack. He totally takes the enemy by surprise at the waters of Merom.
Wow, so it's smarts and faith?
Exactly. You
Yeah.
got to have both, right?
Yes,
In
ma'am.
life, you can't just rely on,
Just winging it.
yeah, or just, hoping for the best. You got to have a good plan, too.
So what about Hazor? That was the headquarters for all this resistance, right?
Yeah, Hazor, the big bad city. Well, Joshua's not messing around.
No mercy.
Nope. He follows, what God tells him
Okay.
and completely destroys the city, gone.
Wow.
And, that's a tough thing to think about, right?
Yeah, for sure. Especially today.
It raises some interesting questions about how we interpret these things, from a modern perspective. It's complicated.
Definitely. But you know what? Let's flip this for a second.
Okay, I like it.
How does this ancient story,
Yeah.
how does it apply to us today?
Well, that's the really fascinating part, isn't it? Because even though it happened thousands of years ago,
Yeah.
there's some really, powerful lessons for us.
Yeah. I mean, we've all had those moments, right, where we feel totally overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Facing down.
Our own Hazor, right? Those challenges that just make you feel.
Yeah, totally defeated.
Yeah.
How am I going to get through this?
Exactly. And that's where Joshua's story can really, offer some guidance.
So how do we actually do that? Not just freak out when things get tough.
Right. It's easy to say, don't be afraid, but what does that really mean,
Yeah, when you're in the thick of it.
So let's look closer at what Joshua actually did. He was seriously strategic.
Okay, yeah.
Remember that surprise attack at Merom?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't just luck. He thought about it. He looked at the enemy's weaknesses,
Interesting.
and then, boom, he exploited them. I mean, for us today,
Yeah.
that could be I don't know, breaking a big project down into smaller steps.
Right, make it manageable.
Or figuring out, who are the key people to get on your side,
Oh, I like that. Influence.
It's like that saying, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
Exactly. Joshua, he didn't just use brute force, it was intelligence.
And planning.
Planning, yeah. And then there's this other thing, the commitment.
Okay, so sticking with it.
Yeah, he didn't just start and then get bored.
Right.
Saw it all the way through. We could learn from that.
Big time.
Because today, it's what do they call it? Shiny object syndrome.
Yeah, always chasing the new thing.
And then those projects you started, they just sit there.
Unfinished?
And that hurts you, right?
Really. Makes you look unreliable.
You don't reach your goals either. So Joshua reminds us, integrity, perseverance.
Even when it gets tough. It's like building a house.
Yeah. What about it?
You don't just stop after the foundation, right?
Nope. Keep going till the roof's on, the whole thing's done.
Exactly.
And Joshua secured that land.
Mm-hmm.
We got to think about the roots of problems in our own lives.
Oh, okay.
We put Band-Aids on stuff sometimes.
When we need, a whole surgery, basically.
Yeah, treating symptoms, not the cause.
Stress, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. We don't sleep enough. Just grab more coffee.
Instead of figuring out why we're tired.
Exactly. Josh was saying, be proactive,
Solve the problem for real.
So it doesn't keep coming back. That's how you make lasting change.
And to do that, it's we need to think like leaders, almost.
Ooh, I like that. Even if we don't have, the official title.
Right.
Because Joshua, he wasn't just a fighter. Leader, too.
Vision inspiring people.
Leading by example, yeah. Still relevant today.
So what can we learn specifically from how he led?
Well, integrity's big. He obeyed, a higher purpose.
Right.
And people trusted him, respected him today.
Authenticity is huge.
Huge. Got to be ethical. That builds trust.
Makes sense.
Strong relationships,
So it's not just what you do, but how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes us back to sticking with it.
Perseverance, yeah.
Because conquering Canaan, that was no picnic.
Oh, tell me about it. Long journey, tough stuff.
Oh, tell me about it. Long journey, tough stuff.
Setbacks, challenges, but they kept going. Faith, vision of a better future, sound familiar.
Oh, yeah. Today, it's all about instant everything.
Quick fixes, right?
But Joshua's like, nope, the really important stuff.
The stuff that matters.
It takes time.
Patience, yeah, dedication. Keep pushing, even when
You don't see the results yet.
trust the process.
Yeah.
Effort over time, that's what gets you there.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, thinking about Joshua,
Yeah.
what's your Hazor? What needs conquering? What kind of planning? What kind of trust do you need?
Good question. Something to think about, for sure.
It's wild, right? Like a story this old.
And it still speaks to us.
Totally.
Yeah.
We all have our own promised lands,
Uh-huh.
and there's always going to be that Hazor in the way.
Always some obstacle, some challenge.
But like Joshua and the Israelites, we can figure out how to,
overcome it.
Yep.
Find that strength.
find the right strategy.
This deep dive has been, honestly, really eye-opening for me.
Oh, yeah. Thinking about Joshua differently, but also, like, my own life. How to handle stuff when it gets rough.
That's what I love about, these ancient texts. The wisdom is timeless.
It's there if we look for it.
We gotta unearth it, apply it to today.
So, for people listening,
Yeah.
what's the biggest thing you want them to take away from everything we talked about?
I think it's that faith and action, they have to go together.
Can't just sit around believing.
Gotta do something about it.
Like Joshua. He believed, but he also had that plan.
And the determination to make it happen. Powerful combo. Works in any part of life, really.
It's like, we're not just watching our own lives happen.
Right.
We get to make choices, overcome things, achieve stuff.
But it takes guts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Strategy and not giving up, even when things are uncertain.
Exactly. So to wrap this up, I love this idea. Don't be afraid of your giants.
Ooh, I like that.
Whatever those are for you, don't let them stop you from going after what you want.
Remember what we learned. Strategize. Stick with it. Be a good leader, even to yourself.
And trust that whole process. Who knows? You might just conquer your own Hazor.
Get to that promised land.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring.
And keep being awesome.
And remember, that ancient wisdom, it's always there to guide us.